Is a community or membership model right for your business? Are they a vacation or a prison? A recurring revenue business can feel like either depending on how you design it. So why am I doing a video about it this week? Because I implemented one for my business and wanted to share my thought process for deciding whether to even do that or not. So many solopreneurs and creators hear about recurring revenue and think, yes, please. That's understandable. If you do it right, it dramatically increases your odds of success with steady and improving cash flow over time. But if you do it wrong, you create a business that is like an inclined treadmill. You have to keep working and sprinting to stay in the same place. So why consider a membership model? Well, there are three main reasons to consider a membership model for your online business. First, memberships can be better for your customers and clients. A deeper, more relationship-based delivery model can result in better outcomes or a higher success rate for your members, especially compared to maybe a one-time course or a program, which they may never start, let alone even finish. Number two, memberships can be easier to start. Rather than having to build an entire flagship course or program, you can begin with just the first few elements of your membership. What Stu McLaren, a membership expert, calls a founding member launch. Then you can add additional content to it over time as you build it and as you get feedback from your initial founding members. And number three, the big one, memberships can deliver the holy grail, recurring revenue. Instead of constantly finding new customers to sell a one-time product to, your goal is a steady stream of new members while retaining existing members. That can deliver substantial growth as the lifetime value of a multi-year member can be quite high. So imagine if all you offer is one $497 course. No matter how many customers you get, you're only ever getting $497 out of them, or else you have to build some entirely new thing or something like that. With a membership model, if you're doing, let's say, just $97 a month, and then you're able to retain the average member for 12 months, now you're getting almost $1,200 lifetime value of the average customer compared to just $497. That's where the benefits of that recurring model can stack up if you can attract people in, and especially if you can retain them over time. Now, most of the benefits and the pitfalls come from those three areas: the customer outcomes, the delivery advantages, and the recurring revenue. So there are a few pitfalls or cons of the membership model. If the main selling point or value is a constant stream of new content or new resources or new sessions from you personally, then it does risk becoming a prison you can't escape without losing your members and revenue. Second, retaining members can be difficult without a constant stream of value or resources. If you can't retain members, then you're back to having to always be attracting new ones, and then you're on that inclined treadmill again. And third, if your answers to 1 and 2 are that part of the value will be the members helping each other or member-generated content, then you may have the slow start problem where there isn't much of a community when you only have a few members in there, so nobody is adding all of that additional value. So the next step of my research on this topic when deciding whether I was going to do it myself was to start studying examples of successful memberships. And in my research, I found several different models aiming for the benefits without the pitfalls. So there's a guy, Josh Spector, he's author of the For the Interested newsletter, and he calls his thing the session system. It's a pretty simple model where he creates one small masterclass or micro course each month. Not a 100 videos and dozens of hours, but 1 to 2 hours of very high value. You can buy each individually for $50, or you can become a member and get access to a year of them and everything he creates for $250. Now that one does require a stream of new courses, but they are very reasonable to develop. Like I said, they're only 1 to 2 hours, so they're more detailed than a YouTube video, not as detailed as a whole, large masterclass or anything like that. So it's certainly feasible to do that once a month, and then you just adjust your topics over time and then add and stack up the amount of things that you have in there. Once you have that larger body of knowledge, then you could think about raising the membership price because you've got more assets and resources in there. Then another one is Jay Clouse. So he's the founder of Creator Science and has an annual membership with a community-focused model where he caps the number of members and has a higher bar for membership. Then they do all help each other because it's a more elite and more engaged group. Then Jay augments that with his own content, but without setting an expectation of constant net new content or net new courses inside the membership. Now, he does commit a lot of his time, but he's mentioned that he wants to remain a practitioner and then report on his experiments and results. Now, I've also been part of other memberships where it is a follow-on or a continuity after a flagship course or program. Amy Porterfield is a good example. She has a wildly successful online course business and then a follow-up membership called Momentum. And so for mine, I plan to leverage a few aspects of my current business and the needs I see in my audience. First, my main business is done-for-you services. Our content repurposing service is growing. Our program where we help creators build their entire businesses from scratch is also popular. We're in the trenches every day learning and building, which gives us a ton of content, stories, and lessons to share. Second, I'm committed to this for the long term as I like the people, topics, and challenges of online business. So I'm not afraid of committing to ongoing content creation, at least to some degree. And third, not everyone everyone in my audience is in the position to hire help, even our more affordable fractional teams or service packages. Others may already have a team and just need to fill in some gaps. So providing a membership and a more of a DIY and done with you model is going to help those other segments. And of course, some will want to move into the done for you when they're ready and able to. So here's the rough outline for our initial plan. Member content first. So the core content is implementation sessions. So like Josh Spector's model, the goal isn't courses with 153 modules and mile-long PDFs. The goal will be the fastest possible implementation of the essential elements of online business. In our Done For You program, we have the 9 foundational elements all online businesses need, like sales funnels, website, content, and so on. So we'll have implementation sessions for all of those for the people that either want to DIY it or they just need coaching, but they don't need my team doing it for them. For established businesses, we'll also have the 9 systems needed to reach 7 figures, what I call the expert business system. Things like process management, marketing, and support. The sessions focus less on theory and more on you provide this input, do these steps, get it created in the next couple hours, and then you have something completed. Our model already has an inherent success path or order to it. So folks coming into the membership would start at whichever element they're missing. So maybe they have sales funnels, but they don't have a good sales process. They would focus on that part first. Then after content, the next big bucket of features inside of the membership are tools. So tools and tech are a big part of what we help with. So we take many of the things we use day to day and build them into the membership. One tier of the membership will likely include the entire tech stack that creators and solopreneurs need, so that for one low price, the membership, they'll have all the information and all the tools they need for success. And then the third bucket is member support. And this one we're always tuning. The basic membership tier will have a private community and occasional training sessions or Q&A. In the main membership tier, the Done With You, I'm deciding how much to commit there. Certainly group coaching sessions, hot seats, and formats like that. And in addition to that, so that I'm not bearing all the load, we'll also have other experts come in and help out as well. So that's one way to have a high service level, but without having to commit a huge percentage of your own time to it. Now, the most important step in planning is asking yourself, how do you differentiate? So as I read my plan back to myself, there's a clear challenge of differentiating. What I just said sounds a lot like similar programs out there. This is a huge step not to miss in your own planning. In every niche, you'll be competing with already existing memberships. In my case, the differentiation will largely be tied to our Done For You experience. Most of the gurus teaching these topics are just regurgitating what they did 10 years ago, and many of their techniques don't work in today's market. Since we're helping people in depth and in real time, I think we'll have an advantage there. The other is that most programs shy away from one of the biggest challenges, the tools and the tech. They pick the highest paying affiliate program they can find, then they punt their students over to that and leave them to figure it out themselves. We'll be going deep and simplifying all of that, and in some cases providing turnkey platforms, so that's an area we can lean into. Finally, the focus on implementation over information is the biggest differentiator for us. Stu McLaren has said the primary reason people leave memberships is overwhelm. The flip side would be people will stay if they are steadily moving towards their goals with the help of the content and the support in the membership. So here's how to take action. Hopefully this high-level view of a product planning exercise will help you. Here's a quick summary of what we did that you can use in your planning. First, I chose a model to evaluate, the membership and community model. Second, we looked at the benefits of the model. Third, we looked at the pitfalls of the model. Fourth, we searched for examples that brought the benefits without the pitfalls. Fifth, we picked one of those examples and modeled our plan after it. And then sixth, we reviewed the result and asked a key question: how will we differentiate and make ours better? Now, if you want my support in helping you plan and build your own online business, check out the links below this video and be sure to watch this one next.